Let's talk about Burnley then. Sean Dyche this week celebrating 7 years in charge there.
Brilliant.
What are your thoughts on the job he's done?
Brilliant. Yeah, fantastic. Got a lot of respect for Sean. Known him a while. You know, he's played in these parts. So came across him as a player, and obviously followed his managerial career from Watford into Burnley, and what he's done, he's been exceptional. You know, getting into the Europa League, and as I said before, they're a benchmark for clubs like ourselves that want to stay in the Premier League, and their fixtures against the likes of Liverpool and Arsenal and Premier League fixtures that they crave for year in, year out, they produce that. And I like his team. I like the way they work together, and they're a team, and they've got really good individuals in that team.
Is there particular aspects of the Burnley model that you'd like to be able to incorporate into what you do here? Are there things that you particularly like about what they do?
I've just mentioned the stuff that I've mentioned. That they're a team. They've got good individuals. They've got a plan. They play a way that's effective. Sean doesn't get caught up in all the hype that surrounds the Premier League, there is a lot. I admire the way he does that. I smile and chuckle inside, because maybe I know deep down what he's thinking, but he goes and manages his football club to the best of his ability, and the staff, and it's going to be a really tough game, as tough as anyone that we've played at home, and I'm not just saying that to cover our backs, but you know that they give everything and they leave everything out on the pitch, and they've got talented individuals, and they're organised, and they've got goals in them, and as I said, you know, this is as tough a game for us as what we've had. I always think that, you know, as I said, people look at the Liverpool game and the Arsenal game, but you know, I've always looked at every game. I looked at the West Ham game on Saturday, and you know, my reaction afterwards was one that I think represented the result that we got on the day, because you know, after not raising your game, but playing to the standard we did against Arsenal, to back that up with especially a second half performance and a result at West Ham, them off the back of getting beat at Everton, reaction, the players that they've got, was there for all to see. But yet again, quickly after that, we move on to a really important game, and it's not got the Saturday Tuesday feel of obviously Championship football, but it's certainly got the feel of intense, full on Premier League football, and yet again, you know, Burnley roll into town on Saturday, and this is going to be a real difficult game for us.
There's a survey that probably won't surprise you this week about Bramall Lane having the best atmosphere in the Premier League. Just how important are the fans going to be in a game like this, where it is going to be difficult? Just
as important as what they have been in Liverpool and against Arsenal. You know, I know they will look at those sort of games, those sort of standout stellar games in the fixture list, but they've got to be consistent just as much as my team has got to be consistent, because of the things that I've talked about, where we've come from, where we are, how difficult the Premier League is, the backing that the players deserve, the drive and enthusiasm they give those players, so that must continue, and I'm sure it will.
Just a quick word on Oliver Norwood coming up against his hometown club. How well has he, in particular, settled into life in the Premier League, do you feel?
He's got to get in the team first, so I haven't picked the team yet, so if you know something that I don't, but he's been great for us since he come to the football club. His sort of record getting out of the Championship was there for everybody to see. Great background from Manchester United, and had to go from, like a lot of players do, have to go from Manchester United and go and carve a career out. Over 50 international caps, promotions that he's got in his CV, and he's been a brilliant addition to the squad that I've assembled.
And just finally, last weekend we saw a bit more of a proactive approach from VAR. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think there's always going to be teething problems with it, and you know, subjective opinions on it. So it's going to happen right the way through the season. So I think everybody at the Premier League and the PGMLO, is it, or OL, or whatever it is, will know that these situations would have happened, and obviously, you know, we've had decisions that have been against us, and I think that'll be right the way through. So as long as there's consistency in the situation and the process, then I think everybody realises that not to use it as an excuse, and it's here for the benefit and to make the game better, and hopefully it does.
Thanks for your time, Chris. Best of luck.